Greetings Yogi Bears! Welcome to day one of Yogatober 2018. In this evening's video we're going to be practicing a nurturing full flow, embracing changes because let's be honest, it's autumn and it's the time of change, the season of change. I'm all about change. And we're embracing those beautiful autumnal evenings. So, if you want to join me on the mat in a second, slip into something nice and cushy and comfortable, maybe light a candle or two. If you haven't already, check out the introductory video for this series and it will explain if you have any questions. And I will see you on the mat. Thank you for watching.
7:22 a.m. Love the tone of your voice in the morning. I'm falling in love with you.
Comfortable seated position. If you want to have your legs out in front of you, you can, or you could cross them, do a half lotus, do a full lotus if you're feeling a little bit cheeky, a bit warm, and then just ground down in the hips. We want to get nice and heavy from the hips and the lower body all the way down, getting that nice sense of grounding in already, drawing up nice and tall in the spine. Rolling the shoulders back and down a few times, having a little swim, swimming out any tension. And then maybe doing some little circles with the nose, just relieving any tension in the neck. Maybe take a big stretch, a big yawn. Shake it all out like that weird waving arm thing on Family Guy. And then closing the eyes. You can have the palms facing down or up, whichever is less distracting. And just noticing any sounds in the room where you're practicing. Noticing your weight or contact with the mat. Noticing where the mind is right now. Is it quite racy and busy, or maybe it's quite calm? Not berating ourselves if you have 1,000,001 things going on in your head. It's okay. Notice where the breath is in the body. Is it deep and long in the belly, or is it quite short and sharp in the chest? And we're not trying to change it right now, we're just checking in, just seeing where it is. Gonna rub the hands together. And then with those nice warm palms, you're just going to hold them over the eyes and just do a little body scan from the crown of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes, just checking in, noticing are there any areas of tension, any niggles, any aches and pains, or maybe there's some areas of openness and softness as well. Taking a moment whilst the eyes are closed, really allowing the heat from the palms to soften the eyes and relax them. And just take a moment to set yourselves a little intention for this evening's nurturing flow practice. What is it that you need nurturing? Is there anything in particular you want to nurture today? Maybe you want to nurture some creativity, or nurture the physical body, or nurture the mind through softness of breath. Maybe you just want a little bit of TLC to top yourselves up. Releasing the hands, fluttering the eyes open. So if the mind starts to wander throughout this evening's short practice, you can always bring it back to the breath, or you can bring it back to your intention for this evening. So we're actually going to begin in a seated position, so you can stay where you are. You can shimmy out the legs and the hips a little bit if you are getting a little bit tight here. We're going to plant the left hand on the side, and then we're going to take a big breath in, sweep the right arm up, soften the left elbow, and then just open or with that top shoulder. It feels really good. Bring the gaze up, or you can bring the gaze down. Have a little play, see where it feels good for the neck. Opening that top shoulder. And then big breath in, passing through the center, reach all the way up and over, making sure I don't push my lamp. Open that shoulder, the top. Big, full, deep belly breaths like you're blowing up a balloon. One more time on each side. Big breath in, reach all the way over, open the shoulder, find some space on the exhale. One more time on the other side. Lovely, reaching both arms up as high as you can, and then softening the shoulders. Interlace the fingers, bring the palms facing up. Again, soften the shoulders here. Close the eyes if you like. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reaching up. Exhale to come forwards. Inhale, push those fingers into the ground. Draw the shoulders back. Exhale, slowly walk, finding a little bit of space each time. We're not forcing anything here. And keep those hips down so we're not trying to skyrocket off the mat. Feel nice and heavy and grounded from the hips down. Nice and solid from the tailbone, feeling secure. And pulling the hands back up. This time we're going to reach the arms up. Bring the hands together, and this time we're just going to keep the palms facing down. Get a nice stretch in the wrists. Again, soften the shoulders. Reach the arms up. This time I'm going to have to shimmy forwards a little bit. Hopefully you can still see me. This time we're going to reach all the way up, and then we're going to bring the left hand just above the left knee. Just above the right knee. So we're not putting any pressure on our right knee. I'm going to push down a little bit in my thigh here, and I'm going to draw my chest up, lifting my spine so it's nice and long. And then you guys hopefully have a little bit more space, but you're going to keep that back arm straight, and you're going to bring it all the way back, reaching behind you. Inhale, draw the chest up, and then exhale, really slowly start to bring the chin towards that back shoulder, nice and gentle. Close the eyes. Big, deep, full belly breaths. Soften the shoulders. Spine is long. Beautiful, nice and slowly release. Take your time. No rush as we reach up towards the center again. Maybe do a few wrist rolls. For some reason it always reminds me of Rick rolls. And then I end up with that Never Gonna Give You Up song stuck in my head. Hopefully by telling you guys this it will come out of my head and into yours. Bring the right arm over the left knee. Yeah, I'm just below the left knee, so drawing against that left thigh. Drawing up, lifting the heart up, nice wide open. Feeling fearless today as we face this beautiful autumnal change of seasons. I love it, love it, love it. And then exhale, bring that arm back. We have a bit more space than I do. Drawing up, so every time we inhale, finding some length, and then as we exhale, finding a little bit of space, moving that chin towards the back shoulder. And think of this as a really nice ring out for your internal organs, nice massage going on there. Maybe you've just been in a bit of a funk or feeling a bit stagnant, or you just want to kind of wring out all the bad vibes like a big dirty cloth. Beautiful. Gently come out of that posture nice and slow. Spread the fingertips. Inhale, reach forwards with the chest, the belly and the chin. Draw back with the shoulders, and then exhale, arching the spine like an angry cat. Doesn't have to be super duper exaggerated. We arch the spine here. I'm sucking my belly towards the back of my spine. And then I'm inhaling, bringing everything forward. So we're basically doing, this is our cow posture, but instead of on our knees, we're just doing it seated. And then this is our cat posture. And this is fantastic if you have any lower back pain. This is a really, really, really great thing to do. Come to a comfortable seated position once more, neutral spine. Lovely. This time, we're going to inhale, drop the ribs down towards the left. Exhale, come forwards. When we reach the center, then we start to exhale, roll it all the way back again. We're trying to keep the sit bones grounded down as we come forwards. Remembering that cow and that cat notion of the spine here. And then inhale, so I'm going to drop to the right. Exhale, left. And I'm assuming you're doing this in the evening, a little bit of an autumnal eve practice here. But if you're doing it in the morning, you could take some faster breaths and you could do those circles a little bit faster, and it just kind of gives you a good kick start to your day, and it's great for the spine. Keeping it soft as an evening practice for you. Beautiful. So when we're ready, we're going to roll over onto the hands and the knees. Tabletop. Okay. Beautiful. Spreading those hands. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears as we dip the belly, breathe in and push down in the feet. We're just going to do one of these, cow posture, bring that chin up. Dip the belly and then exhale like an angry cat. So really push down in the hands, drawing the shoulder blades apart, just like an angry cat here, arching the spine, lifting the pelvic floor, belly button towards the spine. And then come to a neutral spine. We're gonna curl the toes back. Have a little walk with the toes as well. Just really spread the toes. We're gonna do a lot of grounding work, a lot of footwork in some of the next couple of videos this month. So we won't focus on it too much today, but really just spreading those toes. And we're gonna hover the knees. Push down in the knees, keep the knees bent, and then lifting the hips up high, downward facing dog. And we can start to pedal out the heels here, getting a nice deep stretch. Maybe finding some stillness. Maybe you want to keep the knees bent. If you have tight hips or backs of the legs, you can bend the knees. We're really spreading our fingertips here, trying to get the weight nice and evenly spread, including that little pinky finger. Maybe a little bit more weight in the knuckle of the forefinger and the thumb. If you're a bit like me and you tend to hyperextend in the arms, just roll the biceps in, roll the shoulders away from the ears like jam jar lids, as one of my teachers used to say. Lift the hips up high. Doesn't matter, guys, if your heels don't touch the mat. It really doesn't matter. Big belly breaths. Beautiful. Hover over into high plank. Big breath in. And then we go knees, chest and chin. Keep the elbows close to the body. Really focus on those nice curled toes and a good chin stretch here. It's not often we have a chin stretch in life, I feel. Scooch the toes back. Push down into the toes, including a little baby toe. Push down into the hips as well. So feeling nice and grounded. This is going to engage the whole of your legs. So all the way thigh, calves, shins, everything's engaged because you're pushing down into that little pinky toe. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift the chest up. Close the eyes. And just take a moment, because this is a nice nurturing full flow. Embracing the changes of the season, the changes of the people as we shed our leaves and I don't know, there's a metaphor in there somewhere. And become anew. Roll the shoulder blades back, close the eyes, and just take a moment to think of a time when you felt nurtured. What were you doing? Who were you with, if anyone? Beautiful. And we're gonna push down in those toes and those hands, lift all the way up. And rock it back to child's pose. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Just going to pull my trousers up so I don't move in here. Not paying for that. I don't think I'm paying at all to be bad, but hey. You know what I mean. And just notice the breath. So breathing in and out through the nose. You can rock the forehead from side to side if you like, if it feels good. Beautiful. Let's curl those toes up. We're going to lift into downward facing dog. Remember, do your yoga. What feels good for you today? What does the body want to do? How does it want to move? Give it a little wiggle if you need to, or find some stillness. Inhale, hover to high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, scooch those toes back as the diaphragm inflates. We're going to lift up. Beautiful. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, curl those toes. Lift up, downward facing dog. Take a big full deep belly breath. Inhale, hover into high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Keep those elbows close to the body. Lovely. Inhale, lift up onto the elbows. Exhale, curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Full deep belly breath. One more time, guys. Inhale, hover into high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, lift up, roll the shoulders back and down. Really pushing down into the pinky toes. And just take a moment here, close your eyes. And let's just drop into some gratitude, some appreciation. Thinking of 3 things that you feel grateful for this evening, or maybe it's the morning for you. They can be like the tiniest things ever. They don't have to be big. It could be that you had your favorite tea, or that you found a pine cone, as I have clearly done, as you can probably see by the decor. Whatever, it could be the tiniest things. Lovely. Exhale, lift up through to child's pose. And then we're going to inhale, and we're going to lift up to downward facing dog. Going to imagine that we're even wading through mud, or maybe honey, because it sounds a little bit prettier. I kind of like the mud though, we're going to get a bit dirty. Oops, never mind. Anyway, we're going to lift with the toes, sucking up the hips. All the way towards the feet. We're going to bend the knees generously. This is really great for the lower spine, just to release any tension before we slowly bend and crawl all the way up. Lovely. Okay. I'm going to take a moment to find our footing. So we have our feet covered in dust around me. We have our feet about hip width apart. We're going to rock backwards and forwards on the soles of our feet. And then we're going to lift the toes and spread them as wide as we can, and then place them down on our mat. Got these nice wide yogi toes. That's how we roll. We're going to lift the inner arches of the feet. This makes way just to soften the knees a little bit. We don't want to lock the knees, so just keep them soft. And we're just going to tuck the tailbone under, almost like you're drawing it towards the back of your mat. Find some length in the spine, roll the shoulder blades back and down, and reach out to the sides, feet, closing the eyes. Lift that chest. Deep, full belly breaths. And really focus on grounding down from the tailbone all the way down through the feet, almost like you're pushing away from your mat with your feet here. It's the time of year where, we kind of start to get that rustly breeze. We've had crazy winds over here in England, and maybe you guys have too. And the trees are kind of dancing, and the leaves are falling down, and everything's a little bit kind of crazy. There's a big kind of stir, changes in the air, and it's quite exciting, but there's also kind of lots of energy flying around. So sometimes we can kind of feel that, or maybe it's a different time of year for you when you're watching this, and maybe you're just kind of stressed. and bringing the focus down to the feet, I find really, really helpful, especially if you're like me and when you get stress and anxiety, it's all kind of in your chest, or maybe you just feel really airy and just kind of flighty. Just helps to really bring a physical, tangible focal point to the feet, just to really kind of solidify yourself on the mat, on earth, in life, and hopefully this can kind of help you to do that. So if you're feeling just a little bit, a bit stressed, so that's okay. We all, everything's fluid, everything changes. This is also, a flow for embracing those changes, and in order to do that, we have to accept where we are in the present moment, and that's okay. Beautiful. We're going to bring the fingertips together, interlace the hands, interlace the fingertips, roll the shoulders away from the spine, drawing up here. Again, really pushing away from your mat with your feet. Again, maybe you want to work on the neck a little bit here if you need to. And we're going to bring the hands to the hips, roll the shoulders back and down, lengthen the spine, and we're going to dive forward as if we're doing so with our chest. So we're leading with our heart all the way down, forward fold. Big, full, deep belly breaths. In and out through the nose. Lift those toes, spread them as wide as you can, and release them back down. We're going to bring the hands to the shins, and just as Adrian would say, Yoga with Adrian, I love that channel so much. We're going to catch a wave. I didn't really get this till I tried a bit of surfing a few weeks ago, and I was like, I understand, I'm trying to catch my wave. The lifting up crown is nice and long, and tall gaze comes up. And then exhale, trying to find a little bit more space. Maybe you want to have a little shimmy shake out as well if that feels good. Bring the hands down. I'm going to step back the left leg and then the right leg, high plank. Inhale, hover into, that was downward facing dog, not high plank, sorry guys. Inhale, hover into high plank, that's where I was going with this. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Keep the elbows close to the body. Beautiful. Inhale, coming out, rising like a phoenix from the ashes. And then curling those toes. This time we're going to come straight back into downward facing dog. We're skipping our child's pose. Big breath in, lift the left leg, bend the knee, rotate the hip. I've got a wall here, but hopefully you can go a little bit deeper with this stretch. We're going to swing that leg forwards. Bring that back knee down. Have a little play with the back knee. See if you can open it a little bit more, get a nice stretch in that hip. And then we're going to point the toes of the front foot out. We're just going to do a few hip rolls. So as you breathe in, lowering the hips, and then as you breathe out, sending it back. Close the eyes, embracing those changes. Big ones and the small ones. Move the hips like waves. Playing a little bit here with Svadhisthana chakra, the water element chakra. If that's just gone over your head, don't worry about it, it's okay. Just understanding that fluidity, and that the only thing certain in life is change. So whether you're feeling good right now or bad right now, somewhere in between, it's gonna all change, so just appreciate it. Acceptance is key. Open out onto the edge of that front foot. Lift the left arm up and open. Wide open, fearless heart, open hips. Feeling ground down through the hands and that front foot. Open with the hips and the heart. Bracing those changes. Exhale, windmill the hand to frame the front foot. Shimmy it back towards the center. And we're gonna step it forwards into our forward fold. Again, have a little shimmy out here if we need to. Big breath in, sweep the arms up all the way to the top, open. Drop it down to the heart. And release the hands. Beautiful. I'm going to do the same on the other side, so hopefully I have space. Alright then, so we're going to rock backwards and forwards on the feet. Again, finding that grounding. So when we have that grounding, that stability, then we're able to go with the flow, right? If we don't really have that, it's more of a kind of frantic chaos that we have. So finding that grounding first, finding that stability, remembering it's always here, we're just trying to tap into it, whether you feel stress, or whether you'll just have, I don't know, a multitude of things going on at once, or maybe just the weather is making you feel a bit all over the place. Remembering it's always here, we're just trying to tap into that and remember. Okay, spreading those toes, lifting the inner arches, tucking the tailbone under, spine is nice and long, roll the shoulder blades back and down, fingers energetically spread, soften the knees, close the eyes. This time we're going to bring the hands to Namaskar Mudra behind us if it's available to you. If not, you can interlace the fingertips, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart and sternum forwards. Softening through the shoulders, grounding down through the tailbone all the way down to the feet, still pushing away from the mat. And then bring the hands to the hips, roll the shoulders back and down, long spine, diving forward, breathing with the heart. Forward fold. Inhale, hands comes to shin, halfway uplift. Exhale. Inhale, right leg steps back, then the left leg. Downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, scooch those toes back and lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, bring that right leg back. Bend the knee, rotate, stacking the hip open. Watch out for the shoulders, making sure the weight is spread evenly. And then exhale, we're going to bring that leg forwards, bring the back knee down. Again, have a little play. We want to feel this as a nice deep hip stretch, no pain in the knees. If you have any short, sharp pains, just do a little self-adjustment. And we're going to open out those toes. So my toes are pointing towards the front corner of my mat. And again, we're going to inhale, dip the hips forwards. Exhale, start to roll them back. Everything's fluid, everything changes. The other way. When we're ready, we're going to open out onto the edge of that front foot and lift up with the right arm. Open hips and heart. Exhale, wiggle that hand down. Frame in the front foot and then step boldly forwards. Have a little shimmy shake here if you need to. Lift and spread those toes, placing them back down. Soften the knees. Feeling grounded, safe, secure. Reminding ourselves that change is inevitable and it's okay to embrace it. Maybe have a little shimmy out here with the shoulders if you need to. And the knees, rolling all the way back up. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to bring ourselves down to the mat. Taking a nice seat here. So I recommend if you have a little bit of time now, 5 to 10 minutes, you just lie out flat, lie out straight, and take a little shavasana. So you're just going to lie out on your back on the mat. If you have any sciatica or lower back pain, you can even use a cushion underneath the knees to help with that. Or I like to bring my feet mat width apart and bring the big toes to touch and just lie there. It's really great to do that for the next 5 or 10 minutes. So if you have a little bit of time, just get snuggly, try not to move, just let any energy settle and relax. If you have a little bit more time and you want to try Samavriti, it's a fantastic pranayama, really great for grounding, using the breath, using energy work. So I will leave a link to that in the description box below, or if I figure out how to, I'll leave it on the screen now. So I recommend if you have like another 15 minutes and you're like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, just have a little bit of pranayama, breath work, breath play, and just lie out. Most importantly, just lie out for a few moments. I'm going to start to sign off now because I wanted to keep this video fairly short. We will be doing the odd longer practice, including some pranayama breaths and a nice long shavasana in the other videos, so you can kind of chop and change and have a little mix up. But today I just wanted to keep it a little nugget because it's the first video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Bring the hands together. Take a moment just to close the eyes. Whether you're in shavasana now, laid out flat on the mat, or maybe you've joined me in a cross-legged position, ready to do some pranayama or maybe a short meditation. Just allowing the weight to be nice and heavy, noticing the body in contact with the mat. Taking a moment just to notice, how does the mind feel? Where is the mind? Is it more present? Is it a bit calmer, more relaxed? Where is the breath in the body? Is it a little deeper than it was at the beginning of class? And how are those areas of openness or any areas, any problem, any challenging, let's call it challenging areas, do they feel a little bit nurtured, a little bit more comfortable now? Giving yourselves a thank you for joining me this evening or today to practice. I would like to thank you for showing up for yourselves. I hope that you leave feeling nurtured on this beautiful autumnal evening, and I hope that you feel brave enough and encouraged to embrace changes, embrace the change that fall brings, embrace the changes that life brings. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. Namaste.